Hi there everyone, Russ Douglas 222. Got something a little different. Not the Rexmex Mito-S pistol. I'll be bringing you an article and a video on that in an issue or two of Airgun World. No, this time it's the NateChrony. That's the underside of the NateChrony. On the top, natechrony.com, and there's an IP address. With this chrono, comes with a couple of different sized muzzle attachments. They're all 1/2 inch UNF. I've attached the 1/2 inch UNF muzzle adapter to the muzzle of the Mito-S. I've attached the NateChrony adapter onto that, and then the NateChrony itself just slides on to the smooth shaft of that adapter, and then you secure it with a small Phillips screw, like so. Okay, the alternative is you attached a twin V-clamp, which isn't self-centering, so you've got to do it carefully, but you attach a V-clamp to the end of your tubular moderator or your barrel shroud if you've got moderation built in, and you adjust it slightly, get it centered, and then the NateChrony is then on the end of your moderator, and then you don't have to worry about noise. In my case, because the Mito-S is a PCP pistol, it's pretty loud, and I've not got one of those V-block adapters yet. So I'm going to pop in the earplugs for this brief test, because I just want to show you how things work. My power bank was dead, so I brought out, remember this? I reviewed this a while ago. This really is a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank. Take the power bank, plug in the cable to the end of the NateChrony, and there's a faint red light come on. There you go, you see that there? So now the NateChrony is powered up. I take my mobile phone, disconnect my mobile phone from the house Wi-Fi, and Chrony 76 has popped up. When you tune into the NateChrony Wi-Fi signal, the hotspot, you'll get a Chrony and 2 numbers, in my case 76. So I can now go to the NateChrony display, and I'll put a link down below to the Flickr album. I've got a load of photos of the NateChrony and the menus and such like to accompany this review and this video. So we go to setup, pellet weight. I'll try the Bisley Practice first. These are 8.18 grain wad cutters. So if I set pellet weight 8.18, set, and then go to shoot 8.18. You can hopefully see that there. Click, that's the 8-shot magazine of the Mito-S filled. I'll fire off a couple of blank shots, which I try to always do after topping up any PCP to its normal fill pressure. It just stabilizes things, avoids any spoiling in the start of the chrono string. Take the 8-shot magazine, slide it in from the right. Right, okay, so that's closed. These are the 3 pellets I chose to use, with it being a sub 6 foot-pound air pistol. Right to left, in order of use, Bisley Practice 8.18 grain wad cutters, JSB Exact lightweight 7.87 grain, and Prometheus Excite 5.8 grain. Those are quite rare, and I got those from Livelines Guns and Tackle, just west of Edinburgh. I'm not going to bore you with repeated chrono strings. I'm basically just going to show you the results of each string from each pellet, from each chrono. Okay, so on the R2A, 9 shots, 5 foot-pounds, average 528, and a spread of 14, standard deviation of 4. So go back to that, average 528. The NateChrony is slightly higher than that. The average looks to me like it's 535 feet per second. 535.5, I think. So R2A 528, NateChrony 535. So we'll see how it goes with some lighter pellets and we'll compare the results. I'll just include this side by side for anyone who wants to do their own calcs. I do like that the Mito-S has last shot hold open when you've used all 9 of your pellets. So back to the R2A, and that's 9 shots, 5.17, average of 544. A spread of 14 again, standard deviation of 3. And just to show you the weight, that was 7.87. And just to remind myself, 544, yeah. At the moment, the NateChrony is showing slightly higher feet per second than my R2A. Now the R2A is a couple of years old, it's been bashed, it's been shot at least once, so I'm kind of inclined to believe the NateChrony at the moment. Okay, so although it looks empty, those are the black skirts of the 5.80 grain Excite Prometheus, the latest pellet I'm testing. So I've correspondingly set the pellet weight to 5.80. And the results, 9 shots, average of 590, spreads increased a little to 25 feet per second, standard deviation of 7. Sorry, my apologies, I completely forgot to video the NateChrony results on screen at the end of the third set, but here they are. Yet again, they're just slightly higher, single figures feet per second higher than the average from the R2A. So here we have the result of all 3 pellets. So each of these groups is a 9-shot string from the RexMex Mito-S fired simultaneously through both chronos. And you can see the averages are slightly higher, single figures, through the NateChrony, but I'm inclined to believe it because it's been very accurately tested and certified, and it's not been shot, unlike the R2A, which I've had for years. Oh, and here's one interesting little thing. Over any other benefits, one benefit of the NateChrony over other chronos is you don't have to fire between the 2 slots to register the velocity. So I'm going to fire off 9 shots point blank into the ground, into the soil, but I'll move the camera around so it shows the live feed from the NateChrony screen. Okay? Okay, so excuse the shakiness there, but I've just shown the NateChrony works regardless of where you point it, because the chronograph is aligned with the bore, obviously. And as you can see there, it just picked up a duff shot, the first one, 1.5 foot-pounds instead of nearer 4 foot-pounds. And that was using, I've got the pellets set to 5.8 grain, but that was actually using the 7.87 grain JSBs. So the power off to the right is off by a mile. Here's the NateChrony I got from Nate at the British Shooting Show. 143 millimeters long and 8 grams or 2.8 ounces. And you can see there's a slightly coarseness to the 3D printing. He's since sent me through, thanks very much Nate. This is his new look, latest version of the NateChrony. It's got tougher and denser 3D printing, so still 143 mil long with a 1/2-inch UNF adapter, but it now weighs 106 grams or 3.7 ounces. And there's a NateChrony Mini, which is 105 millimeters long and 83 grams or 2.9 ounces. And with the new circuit board inside these, they're all still micro USB. Nate may be changing to USB-C at some point, but the other bonus of these new fellas is, in addition to all the existing info you've seen on screen during this video, you now get averages worked out for you, extreme spread per group, and also there's an option for audio, so you can hear literally shot by shot. You can hear your feet per second and your foot pounds or joules if you're in metric as you're doing your testing. So thanks very much for these, Nate, and I'll be giving these some serious use in coming weeks with reviews. Thanks everyone for watching as well. Cheers.